Hi everybody, this is She Speaks Life with Aquisha Robinson. Thank you for joining me. On today, you all, we're going to be talking about the difference between trials and tests, okay? We're going to talk about why they occur and what results we can expect from them. So we're going to begin to talk first about trials, all right? Now, before we begin, understand that we are all here to be a perfected us, okay? We deal with things on the inside of us that cause us to respond a type of way on the outside, okay? Whether it be to people, whether it be to our own selves, okay? Also, things that have occurred in our childhood on up into our adulthood plays an important part and an important effect on how we're acting, responding, and thinking, okay? Also, things that have traveled down our bloodline, okay, can also play an effect. So what we are trying to do is become our perfected self, and we are becoming our perfected self, all right? So what I want you all to understand is when you're going through a trial, understand that this is the process and the reason for your trial, okay? If you feel like I'm having a hard time dealing with this, this is hitting me, this is coming to me or towards me, and for some people, you can be hit with a lot of different things, okay? But understand, because in understanding what I'm telling you, it's going to help you to overcome, it'll help you have more peace, more patience, and to just be able to think things clearly and to think things through, all right? So when you're going through a trial, it doesn't matter what it is, the first thing that you want to do is understand, ask questions, pray, why is this occurring to me? Why is this happening to me? Okay? As you ask these questions, you will be given the answer. You will be shown the answers, okay? And then you will take the correct steps to go through your process, okay? For example, if you may be going through something because you need to perfect how you think, you need to perfect how you operate, you need to understand different things about yourself that you don't, and because you don't, God, the universe, our ancestors, things were allowed to happen and occur not to hurt you, because when you're going through a trial, in all honesty, you can feel like, wow, is this going to take me out? Is this going to be, my last go around? But your trials are only meant to bring clarity to you, to bring strength, understanding, as well as allow you to build up who you are so you can accurately be activated and operate in it, okay? So you will come out of all the trials that you go through, okay? The more you begin to understand them, the more you will be free from different and certain type of trials. Now, I want to add something to it, okay? Sometimes things can happen to us, and this can relate a little bit to a trial and a test, but sometimes things can happen to us so that we are able to help those people around us. See, when we understand who we are, we also take on different challenges, different charges, where we stand in the forefront for other people, okay? Because they may not have the ability to do what we can do or handle what we can handle, and so things can be caused to take place and occur with the trial or with the test, simply because we're going to be given the victory, but the victory is not going to be for us alone. It's going to be for a corporate group of people, okay? So also keep that in mind. And as you grow, as you learn, as you evolve, you will begin to understand why things take place, why they occur, and the effects behind them. So again, before I go on to a test, when we're going through trials, understand it's a learning process. If we're in school, we're being taught, we're learning so we can grow, so we can elevate ourselves, and so we can be perfected. Sometimes during a trial, it can feel like we're going to be overtaken, not going to make it, taken out, but that's not the case. Also, Sometimes things will occur in our life so that we'll be the person to free a whole corporate group of people, okay? So keep that in mind. So don't, when you're going through your trials, go through them, understand them, get you pen and paper, write, type, whatever you need to do. This is now starting to happen to me. Praying, okay? And you want to understand it, write down stuff, get clarification so you can grow and build and move past. Also, if you notice that you are continuing to find yourself in the same trials, okay, over and over and over again, maybe with a different situation or a different group of people, but it's literally a trial that you continue to go over and over. The reason why you're continuing to go this way is because you have not learned the lesson that you were meant to learn. You have not grasped the concept that you were meant to get, okay? So until you do, you will find yourself repeatedly going over and over and over into your same trial, okay? Into the same thing that's hard for you, that you don't like, until you get it. Once you get it, it means that you will stop going in a certain area, a certain way. You will start functioning different, operating different. Your higher self will be elevated, and you have pushed past and moved past. And even when you may have a touch of that trial, it will not affect you the way it affects you when you do not get what you're supposed to get. So when a trial will come back again to touch you, that's when you can consider it a test. What are you going to do? What have you learned? Okay, are you still operating in your higher self, or have you fell backwards? Are you gonna fall backwards? Are you getting a little soft when you should be still moving and you should still be firm in a foundation? Okay, have you went backwards in your mind? Have you went backwards in your heart? Then I'm going on into testing, y'all. You also these are things that are gonna come to you even after you have passed your trials. It will be your test, okay? So now I'm probably just going to talk about two different type of tests. So one of the tests will be just what I just said. After you have overcame, after you have evolved, after you are moving forward and you're steadily building and growing and making progress, you will be touched, which will be your test to say, have he evolved? Has she evolved? What have they learned? Okay? And it appears to them that they are there, they have arrived. Okay? Let me put a test in front of them to check them out, because I want to show them if they're still standing firm, okay, if they're still remaining, if their heart is still pure, or they need to be shown that, hey, you're not as strong as you said or as strong as you thought. What caused you not to still stand on this firm foundation that you were standing on after you evolved from your trial? You have backslid. You have went back in your heart. You have went back in your mind. You are no longer going forward and moving forward. It's possible to be walking forward but not going any place. Walking forward, thinking you're making the correct steps, taking the correct actions, but actually there is no spiritual movement that will cause your life to prosper or manifest in this world. I also want to talk to you all about the test where you could have requested something, okay? You could need something to happen for you or happen in your life, all right? And right before you get ready to receive what it is that you're asking for, what it is you deserve or require, a test will be put before you or given to you. Now, it will not, you know how in school it'll say, okay, well, you all, next week we're going to have a test on Friday about what you learned on Monday through Thursday. Well, these particular tests that I'm talking about, they're not going to come with a date on it, okay, so that, oh, you're prepared for it. Some tests you will not even see. You will not even know or realize that it's a test. Now, if you don't realize it, 9 times out of 10, you still have to continue to grow, because as you grow, when things present themselves before you, you will be able to say, okay, this is a test. Whether it's a test to see if you're still standing, or if it's a test before you receive, okay, or before you obtain. So if you're not aware of it, just keep on growing, because you will be aware of it. So for those people who have requested things, who need things, and we're gonna go into it, but I'm just doing this real quick. But for anybody who's requesting things, who have asked God, your ancestors, the universe for things, and you're in the process of obtaining them, and you're presented with a situation not to where it's causing you to struggle, to feel like you're struggling or not know if you're going to make it, but you may be possibly put in a situation where you're asked to help a person without actually being asked. A situation could occur where you have to offer your assistance, but you have to know, hey, I'm supposed to offer my assistance. How will you know? Because you will have all the means to do so. It will just take you operating in action form to make it come to pass. So when you're being tested like this, you all, what's happening is the universe and God is saying to us, I'm putting a test before them to see how they're going to respond. Are you going to respond and appear hard? Are you going to become aggravated, agitated? Are you going to help when you can help? Or are you going to be standoffish? Are you going to sit back? Are you going to say, well, I can't help, knowing you can help, okay? Now, depending on how your heart is, let's say, for example, you helped somebody but you really didn't want to help them, or you gave somebody something but you really didn't want to give it to them. Even though you did it, your heart was not pure in doing what you did. And that's why a lot of times you will find people saying, if you do something but you do not do it from your heart, it was best that you never did it at all. Because you still, even though you blessed another individual, or you helped a company or a corporation, because you did not want to do it from a pure heart when there was something needed, it would have been best if you not helped. Because number one, even if you were pretending while you're doing it, your energy was bad. You did not put positive energy into what you were doing. You were operating in falsehood. Now, when you're being tested and you purely and generally, you may say, oh, I recognize this as a test, or you may not, but hey, let me offer assistance. What you were requesting and what you were hoping for, what you needed to happen, is going to be granted to you, okay? We have to understand this. I'm going to share with you all now briefly a test that I just encountered. Now, I was at the store. An older lady was in front of me, and I'm waiting for her to finish so I can pay for my groceries. Well, she says, oh no, I don't have it. So she didn't have enough funds to pay for the items that she purchased. So she said, well, I'm just gonna have to wait until the bank open. And then the cashier said, okay, well, I'll cancel this order. So I looked at her screen and I said, oh, it's okay. If she wants to take this, I'll pay for it. So the lady said, oh, okay, thank you. And then she said, my name is Lovey. And I said, okay, I know a Lovey. And I told her where I knew a Lovey from. Okay, so that situation is a test. It's a test to me, because I need something to occur and to take place in my life, and it is going to happen, but this test that was put before me seals the deal completely, okay? And I recognized it as a test, okay? I understood what was happening before me, okay? And how do I know it was a test? Because number one, I have a request and a petition. Number two, I had all the means, I had the funds to aid and assist another individual, and I took it up on myself to do so because number one, I knew I could help, and I also knew that I was operating with a pure heart. Now, a lot of people will tell you when you do things, don't do things with expectancy, or with expecting like, oh, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna get this. Anything that you do, you should do it because you have a pure heart. I'm doing this because I know it's helping another individual be a better them. It's helping another person perfect who they are. It's helping them to add substance or growth to their life. Whatever is going to be beneficial to another individual, if you're able to help them and you're doing it and it's pure from your heart, you're going to be blessed, okay? Even when you have a test, and I'm going to add this, you may not even know that you need something, but you're operating in a pure heart, so guess what? You successfully passed your test, whether you put up a petition or a request. Then you're going to find down the line, oh, this happened to me and it worked out in my favor. And sometimes you may have to go back later years in memory lane and say, oh, when you understand the concept of what a test and a trial is and a concept of how cause and effect occur, then you'll go back down memory lane years later and say, oh, this is why everything worked, okay? And that's just only one reason or one way, because there's many other reasons why things happen and operate in a plus for us, okay? So to reiterate a couple of things on tests, we already said that once you have faced your trials, you also will be tested periodically to see where do you still stand, what work do you need to put in to make sure that you're still standing, if you're not still standing. We also talked about tests where when you put up a request or a petition and you need something to happen, whether you realize you're being tested or not, tests will occur to test your character, really, to test your judgment. Who are you? You want this, but I want to show you your heart. I want to show you the type of person that you are, because there are people who want things to happen for them, but they don't have a pure heart, and they're operating with other people or situations, okay? So when you're being tested, it's going to show you do care about the heart of other people. You care about people's situations. You want to make sure that people succeed and excel, or you're going to be shown that you don't care about another person's affliction or how they need help or aided, or they need to be aided or assisted, but you want to make sure that this happens for you. You want to make sure you're always taken care of, but you have the means and a necessity to help this individual or to help those people, but you won't help them, but you want us, you want the universe, you want God, you want your ancestors, you want everybody working in your favor, but your heart isn't clear, your heart isn't pure, your heart isn't genuine. So when your occurrence doesn't happen or it's put on hold, let that be an indication. Go back and think about, hey, was I tested recently and didn't realize it? Go back to understand, hey, was I in a position to do something and I didn't do it? Because you got to realize the universe, God, our ancestors, everybody, everything wants our best and our benefit, but there's a certain way of operations that we have to function and flow in. It doesn't mean that what you need will not happen or will not occur, but it does mean that you have to get who you are in alignment and get it correct, okay? that is what that means. So you all, I have been pretty lengthy, and I know that. Also, I have been gone for a pretty long time too, but I felt that this video was very, very important. So I did want to go ahead and share this and say this to you all. So just be careful and be aware. Know that if you're going through a trial, you're coming out. Understand what you're meant to understand. Get the learning, get the teaching, so you excel. Even after you excel, when your tests come, first of all, you want to make sure that you're always putting in practice so that you stand on a firm foundation, so your foundation doesn't become weak, okay? And after you stand on your firm foundation, when the test comes, you'll pass them with flying colors. But if you happen not to, then you'll know you need to go back and do spiritual work, because your house is not on a firm foundation anymore. You're starting to do things that you overcame. The things that you overcame, you're walking back into them. Your heart is still in the same position and place that it used to be, even though you see it as not being so, okay? With our test, let's keep a for real open heart and mind. Let's not expect from others or from those who love us. Hold on. Okay. Let's not expect from our source to help us when we genuinely will not help the souls that's around us, when we will not take initiative or effort to help in doing something that is going to promote the benefit of other people or help somebody else's life. So let's think about all these things, okay, you all? And I do want to say this, and I said it under one of my videos, the last one I believe. I want you all to know that I deeply and sincerely do love you. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate everybody who takes the time to listen to my videos. I am not a professional YouTube speaker, or I haven't been speaking long enough to where I'm dotting all my I's and crossing all of my T's. I am not 100% or even 95% where I'm going to be with this YouTube, okay? I am just starting out, but I'm sharing with you all what I've learned, what I've seen take place and occur in my life and other people's lives, depending upon their lifestyles, the positions that they choose to hold, carry, how they choose to handle themselves, and then just learning from spirit. So that's what I share. I have not began to tap into things that I will tap into with you all, but I am sharing my heart with you all. I'm sharing things to help you so that you can prosper and you can grow and you can continue to elevate to higher states. I would like to also say to anybody, whether you're subscribed to my channel or not, I understand that my channel is not for everybody. I understand that, okay? So with me understanding that, there's going to be people who disagree with what I say, okay? And that's perfectly fine. I will not argue with you or battle with you, because guess what? You are absolutely right in your opinion. If you feel that what I'm saying is wrong or you don't agree with it, you are right. The reason why you are right is because you believe wholeheartedly what you're saying, and I agree with you. I agree that you are right because you believe what you're saying and you believe how you feel, and I do not have a right to impose on your thoughts or your feelings, okay? So if my page is disturbing anybody to the point to where they feel uncomfortable, they don't, want to look at my page, follow my page, please don't, because I'm not here to bring any harm or hurt to anybody. If you don't like what's being said, please don't watch it. It's not for you. But for those people who I'm helping, for those people who do view my page, for those people who are appreciative and thankful that I do share things that are inspiring and that help us grow, I appreciate you all, and I want you to continue to listen at will. And I even appreciate those people who disagree with what I have to say. It's all love either way, okay? My channel is not a channel that carries negative energy, negative vibrations. You're never going to find me dissing an individual, talking down or talking low about an individual, because that's not my person, that's not myself, and that's not who I was called to be or what I was called to do, okay? So please keep that in mind. Whoever my page is for, that's why it was created, okay? If it's not for you, then please, you don't have to watch it. I still love you anyway. Please find a channel that's for you, or you can, create your own channel, or if you have a channel, speak the messages that you want to speak on your channel. Speak the messages that you want to share on your channel, and those people who are meant for your channel will follow your channel. So everybody, with this long video, I hope that you all have been inspired. I hope that you have been encouraged. And I'm going to end now. But as I always tell you, remember to always operate in peace, love, and joy. Until next time.